We're back.
You're back. I've been here.
I have been here. It's true.
You've been vacationing in Maui.
Maui. See, a little bit of sun,
Maui,
huh?
Wowie.
Just a tiny. I told you I was going to try.
Cream color now.
Cream. I don't know if that's better or worse than pasty. All right.
Oh.
Hey, it's Curt and Jen in the morning. This is our podcast. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for holding down the fort very well while I was gone.
Thanks. I had great co-hosts.
Your,
Thanks to
co-hosts
all my
were
fun
awesome.
guest co-hosts. And
Awesome.
happy Monday Night Football Day.
Blue Monday and Monday Night Football. Does that make it a special Blue Monday?
Well, it's only Blue Monday because it's Monday Night Football and the Hawks are playing.
Yes. Usually it's Blue Sunday.
It's Blue Friday.
Friday.
God, Kurt, come on. You're still on vacation break.
I absolutely am, and I plan to stay that way as long as I can.
Okay. The Hawks are taking on the Lions. Kickoff is at 5:15 tonight in Detroit. You can watch it on ABC. I also wanted to mention, because you love the Kraken so much, they too are playing tonight. They're on the road. You can watch them at 7 o'clock. I just forget what channel.
Well, it used to be Root Sports, so I think it might be Kong now.
Okay.
Let's double check. So anyway, go Kraken, go Hawks,
That's right.
go Curt and Jen.
And look at, we're representing.
Representing.
If you're watching, you see I'm wearing a Seahawks jersey, or not jersey, but shirt, and you're wearing your Kraken, as always.
As always. But is that your favorite Seahawks jersey?
I love it. It has some sparkle,
course.
some glittery. It's fun. It's fun.
Very
I
fun
like
all the
it.
way around. So,
What's coming up?
on the show today, and this is going to be so informative and so,
Entertaining.
yes.
It's going to be all the things.
What counts as junk food? Seems like that'd be an easy answer, right?
This is according to people, not experts, by the way.
The best Wi-Fi names. Maybe you have a funny name for your Wi-Fi.
I do not.
That
We
way
do
when
not.
people sign in, they go, oh, who's this person over here?
There are some funny ones I've seen, for sure.
Piece of advice that changed your life. That was something we asked you to chime in on Friday.
There's good ones.
There's a good. We take a deep dive into moldy bread. That sounds thrilling.
It really does, Kurt. Thanks for bringing the mold
It
to
is
the show.
my A game. And the top simple joys in life. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And the last thing that I just added,
Mm-hmm.
I found something, and now I'm asking the universe for forgiveness.
Oh,
Yes.
that's exciting.
No,
I'm serious.
When I found this particular thing, I was kind of pissed.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie.
I know, and people can't always tell when we're being sarcastic or not. I was being serious. I want to hear about this.
Okay, tell
I wanna
me
hear
about
this.
your Maui trip. Just some quick little, what were your highlights?
They're all highlights.
Okay.
Let me see. The only I guess bummer thing was it was really windy, so we didn't do any of the wind. Well, we didn't do any paddle boarding, which thankfully I got out of. Remember the last time I paddleboarded? You probably don't. It was on a radio station trip to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And
Well, okay, that was a long ass time ago. So okay.
And this was back when maybe I'd been drinking a bit.
In a lagoon, right?
Yeah.
In this little lagoon.
I could not stand up on that thing even as, but it was a little
How'd
tipsy.
you do now? Today?
We didn't do it. It was too windy. We're going to get blown over. And the
okay.
waves were massive.
Okay.
So, but the beach was great. I was out walking in the water and doing, not snorkeling, but just, exploring. And I saw a sea snake.
Nope.
No, I did.
I don't like those kind of creatures.
It was just as scared. I wasn't scared of it, but I think it was like, I'm getting the hell out of here. Look at that doofus.
Yeah, until they come and get around your neck and strangle you.
That was his second plan, I think. That little sea snake was like, you know what I'm going to do? I got an idea.
I'm going to get that big...
Yeah, lots of...
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
For those who watching, I'm going to have Kurt hold up his bracelet.
Yes.
Got a bracelet, a special bracelet. I thought it was unique because it's like brilliant blue color.
Right. Well,
And tell me more.
We found a shaman.
A shaman?
We were not looking for a shaman. Dana and I went into a...
like crystals and stuff?
Because her friend Kath wanted us to go to the store. She was familiar with it on Maui. So we went in there and I was like, that's a cool looking, what is that blue in there? That's lapis. And it's good for, I don't know, everything. It's good for healing and...
Is it working?
Well, I haven't hurt my arm yet.
Okay.
And does it only heal what you're wearing it on? Is the rest of my body still at risk except for this?
No, just rub it all over your body. You'll be healed.
I'll do that later. Not
I don't want to see
during the
that.
show. Exactly. It was awesome. Thank you very much. And we also, I don't want to sound like bragging, but we specifically went out of our way when I got this and other things. We went out of our way to help out the people of Lahaina, because I'll tell you what, there's something, I don't want to bring everybody down, but it was palpable. You could feel it after the fire last year.
Yeah.
you couldn't get into Old Town Lahaina, where the
you couldn't?
Yeah, they had all this, even now they had all the streets blocked off with police tape.
Oh, dang.
And the signs everywhere, please be respectful, which I agree wholeheartedly. You don't want people going, ooh, I'm going to take a picture of this,
Yeah.
But you could still see the land was charred, for miles. And the people are so resilient. We went to they have like here we have the farmers markets. They have a craft fair every week.
Yeah.
In this area, it wasn't exactly Lahaina, maybe it was Kanapali, but we just bought a bunch of stuff there. And the story we were told is a guy named Gene, a younger dude, and he's like he did wood carvings. That was what he did for his job. And he's like, the fire took away my house. It burned up all of our cars. And he was living in a house, as they often do in Hawaii. It was multi-generational. So he's like, my parents, my wife, me, and our little daughter. It also burned up his shop and all of his woodworking stuff.
My God.
And so you really get a feel for it when they share their stories, what exactly they're going through. It's not like, oh, somebody's house burned down. The insurance will take care of it. And he told me the insurance stories. Of course, the insurance, they're always the bad guys, right? They're trying to not pay as much as is necessary. And and this is a year later, and they're still, he's out here at the craft show trying to sell his wood carvings to...
And his whole family was fine from the
nobody passed away.
Okay.
But there was a I guess you'd call it some sort of memorial along the road heading into Lahaina, and it was all on the road were flowers and these big pictures of the people that passed. It was really it really affected me, and that's why I had to get a bracelet. That's not why I had to get a bracelet, but it was powerful. And even now, if you are interested, willing, able, if you can send some money or whatever to help out, or if you're going to Maui, buy local. I guess that's what it was, because it's easy to go to the ABC store and get 3 T-shirts for $20.
But that's not going to help rebuild Lahaina, is what you're saying.
Thank you for listening. It was an awesome trip. I am happy to be back, but it was a great time. Now, what have you got?
I have nothing compared to that. Let's see. This weekend I did yard work with hot firefighter boyfriend Pat, who's so studly. He just helped me with all the things.
Did he go shirtless again?
No, but he should have. That would have been awesome.
Did you go shirtless?
I did not.
Okay. We
took a trip to the dump, so that was exciting. Macy,
true story. Dana loves going to the dump. It's her favorite place.
Why?
Because you're cleansing. You're getting not only you're getting stuff out of your house. It's also
I like it.
People that feel that stuff has energy, and she's like, we need to get rid of some stuff. This is bad energy. So.
Okay, that's good to know. Macy got a homecoming proposal. Her boyfriend, Caden, came up, surprised her at the house with a big sign that says, will you light up the night with me at Hoko?
Oh.
Very cute. It had lanterns hanging from it.
Now, was that an acceptable invite?
Because
last year there was some question. It was questionable.
It was questionable last year. I think that she was happy with it. He had flowers for her. It was the whole thing.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Homemade pizza, Curt. I should have brought you a piece.
Yeah.
Our health coach friend Lori and Glenn.
Right.
They hosted a pizza night and it was delicious. I went to yoga last night, Spark Hot Yoga in Snohomish. It was so fun and relaxing. And I love that I got to spend time with Pat because he's been at the property working on the house. But I was going to make these little mini hand apple pies for dessert when I went to Lori's house for this dinner. And when I was on the way home, the grocery bag spilled over because I had to make a quick stop at a light because someone stopped in front of me. Anyway, everything spilled out. So I got everything inside and I'm like, shoot, I'm missing some apples for this thing. So I went out my car looking for the apple. Where's the apple? I'm looking high and low for this apple because I know I'm missing an apple.
Right.
And what do I see? Not an apple, but an Apple Watch.
You found your Apple Watch.
After I bought a new one. I didn't buy a new one. My friends gave me one for my birthday. My group of friends got me an Apple Watch for my birthday. They are going to die.
Let me back up here for a second because you were convinced that you had dropped it, or it had fallen in your yard.
I was convinced it had dropped in my yard because
somebody had picked it up
and taken it
home.
And I actually went to a neighbor's house to say, this is where, it was very specific on my phone. This is where your watch was last seen. And I'm like, do you happen to have it? Did anyone pick it up? If you were out walking in the neighborhood. I was super kind about that part. Mm-hmm. But then as I got home, I'm like, someone stole my watch and I'm real mad.
You got it. Are you going to give that one back, the temporary one? Oh, no, it's a gift.
This is my new gift one, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the other one. But I'm asking the universe for forgiveness because I was convinced that someone had stolen it, and I kept putting that energy out. And
you had, fortunately, you had that locate feature that Apple has. So it's like, nope, it says it's in your house, lady. Open up or I'm kicking the door down.
Well, it says it was in their like vicinity.
Oh.
I mean, maybe it did show it was in their house. I don't know. But I think what must have happened, it's either that was the last place that it tracked. Mm-hmm. So maybe I was driving by there and that was the last place that it tracked.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Because there's no way that you would let the battery life get down to 7 or 6%
No.
on any of your items.
Nope.
So that they would just die after 5 minutes.
Or 20 miles on my gas tank like it is right now. Never.
All right, so
Let's talk sports.
Let's talk sports.
A little bit, just to recap the weekend.
You are more familiar with, I didn't watch TV. The TV was
I will
not
tell
on
you
one
what
time.
happened. The Mariners swept their their last weekend series, being at home, the series against the A's. They won every game.
Great.
It was fan appreciation weekend. It's too bad we're not in postseason play. They blew that earlier on.
That is true.
WSU lost kind of big to Boise State.
Huh.
And UW lost to Rutgers on Friday night. There you go. That's what you need to know.
Do I have the sad
play the music.
trombone?
Just play the music for the next thing because it's still sports related.
All right.
So I read this and I'm like, wait a second, didn't we already know this?
Yeah.
It's FIFA?
FIFA. FIFA. Yeah, I think they say FIFA.
Announces Seattle is the 2025 Cup World Cup host city. And I'm like, wait, we already knew that we were hosting the World Cup.
Well, this is different because it's the 2025 Club World Cup host city. So,
okay, too bad I can't read.
Yeah.
Didn't I say Cup World Cup?
It's okay.
Club.
It's okay.
Club World Cup host
isn't it a
city.
Monday? I think it's Monday.
I know, but I don't have
All
vacation brain.
So when you mentioned this to me, I was like, well, aren't we are getting the World Cup. All right. The World Cup is going to be here in 2026.
That's 2026. That's
World Cup
the
games.
World Cup games.
But the announcement came that Lumen Field was chosen as the host site for the Club World Cup next year, 2025.
And what is the Club World Cup, you ask? It's the expanded 32-team international tournament that takes place across the United States next summer and features clubs from every confederation to crown.
You wrote it.
I don't know. I copied it.
Shouldn't it be conference? I don't know. So if you know what the FIFA Club World Cup is, we are hosting that next year.
Club World Cup.
The Sounders qualified to participate after becoming the first team to take the CONCACAF champion. These are all misspelled, aren't they?
In 2022. So
CONCACAF.
They qualified for this that's happening in 2025 back in 2022. Okay, well, anyway, the games are going to take place from June 15th to July 13th of 2025, and the Sounders say this is the first time in franchise 50-year history that the club is competing against UEFA or fully teams.
Can I push this button now?
Yes, please rescue us.
We should.
Sad. This music shouldn't be this upbeat.
You're right. We should
This
stay away
is
from
sad.
sports. And also just pass along Kristofferson. Most people know him as an actor, but he was a country and is a country
I've
singer.
heard his name, but I could not tell you one thing he was in, so I had to research it.
I remember him most from the movie Convoy, which he was the rubber duck.
But he's had a lot of he's done a lot. I mean, he
was the original Star is Born, not the original, but the Star is Born that you know with Barbra Streisand.
That's what really catapulted his acting career and music career. But he has done so much. He did so much in his life.
Oh yeah, I mean, he was. This is one of these things where you see, Kris Kristofferson, he's the actor, but he was also not only in over 100 TV shows and films. He's a Rhodes Scholar.
Yeah,
super smart. Attended the University of Oxford, where he excelled at boxing and rugby. Kris Kristofferson attained the rank of captain in the Army, completed Ranger School, and he was also a helicopter pilot.
And he was asked to teach English. I forget where, some big college, I think. And he's like, nope, I'm going to go pursue singing.
And he did.
Yeah.
And he did well.
And then he did acting.
Yeah. He's one of those
Talk
people,
about a great life lived. I like that
and
a
isn't
lot.
he one of those people, well, I guess the examples aren't going to be good here, but there's some people you just think are going to live forever. You know,
yeah,
like
and
Johnny
it's sad when
Cash.
they
I was
die.
like, oh, Johnny Cash is,
yeah.
So anyway.
He worked with Johnny Cash, by the way.
That's true. They were the Highwaymen. That was Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, Kris Kristofferson, and that other guy.
Anyway, what do we want to say about that? I just want to say thank you, Kris Kristofferson, for putting in the world what you did. You put a lot of goodness in it.
He's like a good person.
Yeah.
All right.
This
From
is
that
funny.
to something else.
To very trivial.
Well, first of all, Barry Williams, turned 70 today.
What?
That in and of itself.
Greg Brady is 70 years old from
Greg
the
Brady's
Brady
70.
Bunch?
Was he your favorite Brady guy?
Well, probably. Who was there? Peter. And who was it?
Bobby.
Bobby.
And Greg.
Yeah. Yes. Greg was the oldest.
Right. And now he turned 70. And apparently he did an interview, I think it was with Us Weekly recently. And he said, well, guess what? All the Brady Bunch kids, and this, before you go, this is creepy.
We're getting busy.
We all hooked up with each other at some point. Not necessarily while we were filming.
Now, there needs to be clarity from that because I'm like, come on, you can't hook up with Cindy. She was young.
Right. And Bobby was young too.
So it was
Here's
more
the quote.
about, yeah, go.
Greg Brady, Barry Williams said, I dated Marie McCormick, who was, why am I blanking? Marsha. Chris Knight was Peter, and he dated
Jan.
Eve Plum, who was Jan.
Yep.
And Michael Lookalin was Bobby, and he dated Sarah. Oh, Susan
He did
Olsen.
not
They said,
date them.
Okay, tell
He did not date. They did a little mock wedding at one point. That was a little innocent little thing. Basically, it's that they didn't all get around with each other. It's just like the olds hooked up, the middles hooked up, and then the littles did the little fake wedding that they did.
Well, it's kind of well known that Greg Brady, or that I keep calling Greg Brady, that Barry had a crush on Florence Henderson, and they did actually go on a date. Mrs. Brady and her son.
No,
but I think it was again. I think it was again. It was kind of like the thing with Susan Olsen, where it was pretty laid back and not like a date. Although
okay, but Greg Brady, how old's Carol Brady?
You got to look it up now. See, now you did it again.
Hey Siri, how old is Florence Henderson?
How old is Florence Henderson?
Oh, she's dead.
I thought so.
She died at 82 back in 2016. So in 2016, if she was 82, we're going to have to math this.
We don't have to math it. She was older. She was
Way
older than
older.
him. However, Barry Williams and I have something in common, that we both kissed Florence Henderson. I mean,
That's
she kissed
right.
me.
She did kiss you.
What was that for? Is it an interview or something?
Yeah, she kissed you.
Yeah, I guess.
You're so lucky.
When you got it, you got it.
Oh,
I know it was bad. You tell me about this.
I have not heard about this before until now. Sleepmaxxing.
Sleepmaxxing. And
It's
it says
TikTok's obsession, which could backfire. Sleepmaxxing. So
it starts by saying, have you heard the term sleepmaxing yet? And no, I have not.
Me
What is
either.
sleepmaxing about?
Well, Gen Z is all about it. It's the general term for when you obsess over getting the perfect night's sleep, and it usually involves sleep tracking apps, at least one over-the-top hack like mouth taping, which is not total. If you talk to our friend Lori, she would say it's a good way to practice breathing through your nose, only because there's so many health benefits to it.
And my doctor said it's a bad idea because
they did.
Yeah.
Because why?
Well, I don't know, maybe if you get stuffed up and then you can't breathe. I don't know, but he's like, it sounds like a bad idea to me. Taping your mouth shut. It's a good idea for some. It's not
kids. like duct taping your whole mouth shut. It's just anyway. Sleeping. So I guess sleepy girl mocktails were also a thing this year that was super big. Fans claim you can get the best sleep of your life if you mix cherry juice and seltzer water and then some magnesium powder.
I have heard magnesium is good.
I have too. Anyway,
what's the problem though? So they're trying to.
Sleep experts are just saying that this isn't necessarily a good trend, because if you're obsessing over your sleep, you're probably creating some stress about it. And the bottom line is just be chill about it and go to sleep. And if you can't sleep, there's things that you can do that are different than maybe what they're talking about here. Don't get all wiggy about your sleep.
There you go.
Sleep
Stick to
7
a regular
to 9
bedtime.
hours.
Yeah, just try to relax and try to get your 7 to 9 hours a night.
There's also this new term called orthosomnia.
I should have just got rid of that because I didn't want you to talk about it.
You didn't?
Because I can't pronounce it.
Isn't it orthosomnia?
Okay, what does it mean?
It means you become too focused on your sleep tracker data, which isn't even accurate most of the time.
That's true.
So there you go.
Orthosomnia.
Boom.
Well done, Jen Perry.
Just practice good sleep hygiene and get yourself on a routine, and hopefully that will be good enough. Don't stress over it.
What counts as junk food and what does not count as junk food or health food?
Tell me.
Well, this is some of this seems silly.
Well, this is based on a poll. So like I said at the beginning of the show, this is not based on what the experts say necessarily.
Okay, but they listed these things and they said, do you consider this to be junk food or not? All right, and so let's go through sweets.
That was the number one thing. 90%. Yeah.
They said that is definitely a junk food.
Anything sweets.
Followed by soda and pop.
Which is sweets.
Chips. There you go. There's your salty stuff. Your savory.
They're energy drinks.
Are junk food. Most people say it is.
Chocolate and cakes, but that falls into sweets. That's why I don't get that. Number one is sweets. Well, no kidding.
That's all these things.
But except for French fries. French fries is junk food.
But here's what we're finding is we're going down in the percentages. So about 3 in 4 people say French fries are junk food. How is that not 100%? Is what I'm saying. Icing, pizza.
Well, because some people say they're not. Because 19% of people said they're not.
Right.
Icing, pizza, tortilla chips.
I know the math. What I'm saying is who would say, oh, yeah, French fries is health food. It's not junk food. 20% of people.
I mean, they are potatoes, Curt.
That's true. Deep fried and delicious.
Yep.
Now, then they ask people what is not junk food.
And the number one thing on the list was strawberries. Strawberries are not junk food, everybody.
But here again, 1% of people said strawberries were junk food.
Come on.
Another 1% said carrots are junk food. Oatmeal was on that list?
Not junk food.
Not junk food,
This
sorry.
is not junk food. Carrots, oatmeal, baked potatoes, yogurt, muesli.
Muesli?
Muesli?
Yeah.
Muesli?
Granola, 79% said it's not junk food. 13% said granola is junk
That's
food.
borderline because that's sweet too.
Right.
Usually you've got some sweet in there.
If you get the actual boring granola, that's just granola, I think then it's health food. But typically, I've got the granola with the chocolate chips in it.
Rice cakes, fruit juice. Now see, I disagree with the fruit juice. Do you know how much sugar is in fruit juice?
Well, if it's natural sugar, if it's 100% fruit juice without anything added,
okay,
and there's natural sugar in it, yes.
And then frozen yogurt.
Oh, that's junk food.
I think. That's just in the same category as ice cream.
70% said it's not junk food. 18% said frozen yogurt is junk food. I have used that, by the way, as an argument when I wanted a froyo. It's like, you know what? It's healthy. It's dairy.
This is interesting to me. The item closest to being a 50-50 split, might be on each list.
Is it junk food? Is it not junk food?
Yeah, jelly.
Oh, jelly. Come on.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
I have no idea what you just did there.
Come on, isn't that a Beyonce song?
Probably.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Or is it Belly?
Let's go with jelly anyway.
What is that?
I don't know. Let's not.
I'm sure it's a song. Okay. Best Wi-Fi names.
Fun. Maybe you're one. Like my Wi-Fi, you try to think of something that you can easily remember.
Yeah, yours is funky. Jurassic Turkey.
That's the Wi-Fi network is Jurassic Turkey. Which if you rearrange all the letters in my full name, it spells Jurassic Turkey.
It does?
It's an anagram, yeah.
No way.
Lovely, isn't it?
Yes.
So they went through and they asked people, because it used to be an old joke was that you put up a Wi-Fi name like network name like FBI surveillance van,
Yes.
And so anyway, people were like, well, what's the funniest Wi-Fi network names that you've seen? And so we've got a few here. I love this one. The name of their Wi-Fi network is Grandma, Click Here. Or Mom, It's This One.
That's funny.
Making it very easy to see. Somebody else said, my Wi-Fi name is Every Day I'm Buffering.
Buffering.
How about somebody use Al-Qaeda as their Wi-Fi?
Oh my God.
That way it says when someone logs in, it would say, you have just joined Al-Qaeda network. We have Rebellious Amish Family is a Wi-Fi network.
It hurts when I pee.
IP.
The letter I and letter P. It hurts.
This one, by the way,
IP.
New England Clam Router. That's from Ace Ventura. The password was New England Clam Chowder. So I think that's what that is. We also have hot signals in your area, not singles. Hot signals in your area.
Okay.
As a Wi-Fi name.
Tell my Wi-Fi love her.
My Wi-Fi. Oh, yeah. Tell my Wi-Fi love her.
I don't get that one.
Hide your kids. Hide your Wi-Fi.
Oh, my God. Dora the Internet Explorer.
Right. And then finally, we had this person that said, my Wi-Fi network is called Pool Urine Monitoring System.
Oh, my God.
Well, that'd be something good to have.
Okay. This wasn't going to be our topic for tomorrow, and it still isn't. But if you have a unique and funny Wi-Fi network name,
we'd love to hear it.
Please tell us. Seriously, please tell us. Just comment. You can comment on the platform that you're currently listening on. I think you can just hit the comment bubble and leave us a comment. Please do, because if you have a good one, I want to hear it.
Pool Urine Monitoring System. Here we go.
I like this a lot.
You guys,
I really
Friday.
like this a lot. It's a piece of advice you received that significantly changed your life.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some funny ones. We read some stories about this.
Did you share
on
one
Friday?
of your own, or do you have one that you want to share?
I don't.
Piece of advice you received that significantly changed your life. Mine, my dad told me when I was very young.
What?
Don't eat the yellow snow.
Okay. Shelley said, your job will replace you by the end of the day. Don't put your job in front of your family.
That's a huge one. Again, pieces of advice you received that changed your life. Sonia said she saw George Clooney on a talk show telling a story about when he was a kid. He went to his mom's work. He noticed the other desks had family photos, but his mom's desk did not have a photo. He said, why is that? And she said, never confuse where you work with where you live.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I think people would want to put up photos at work just to remind you of.
So she said, that's always stuck with me, and it helps me keep work and my life separated. Michelle said Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins is like a motivational speaker, like just life.
His let them
coach.
theory was her.
The let them theory is, I will tell you what it is very quickly. It's, people will do their things. Instead of stressing about it, it's just let them do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got to learn for themselves. They got to do their thing. Just let them.
Melissa said, perfection is the enemy of progress, is the advice that she got.
Melissa. Cindy said, say yes unless you have a really good reason to say no.
Mm-hmm. How about Anne Marie? This is perfect. You can never do too much good in this world.
Amen to that.
And then Ina, attitude is everything. Always be the first one to smile. She, by the way, is always smiling.
She is
just
always
like
smiling.
Yeah, we know Ina. And
say hi, give a hug. You never know what the other person is going through. Be kind 24/7, 365.
all good advice there.
Hot firefighter boyfriend Pat commented on this one, which I love.
Go ahead.
So he was driving by with his father-in-law, or not his father-in-law, his grandfather-in-law.
This is 1989.
In 1989, by a fire station, and at the time he was working as a metal worker, fabricator guy. He said, "Why don't you become a firefighter?"
This is the grandfather-in-law.
Yeah, he said,
No,
"Why
Pat,
don't you become a firefighter?"
And he says, I'd never thought about doing that before that moment, other than maybe a fleeting dream as a child. But guess what?
Little did I know that the advice planted the seed, and that led me to over 34 years of service in my community, a career that has allowed me to experience and do so much both at work and during my off time.
Let me take a step back and get rid of the yellow snow comment, which, I did enjoy saying. The way I got into radio, we were playing Trivial Pursuit. This is I went to school, and I went to college in the same town we lived in. So we sort of became the house for my friends. We'd all crash it because my mom was there and she'd bake cookies and stuff, playing Trivial Pursuit. And my mom pointed out, she's like, you get all the questions about songs and music right. You should go try to get a job at the college radio station. And of course, in my 17-year-old voice, like, oh my, I don't know about the radio, but
that was Bella's voice. I thought that was Bella the Beagle's voice, but it was 17-year-old Kurt's voice too.
But I did. I went down and I said, I want to be a DJ. And they said, can you work tonight? All right. And that's where it started.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. How about Jody says, take the trip.
Amen.
No one ever wished that they traveled for pleasure less.
Yeah.
All right. There's another Jody, my sister.
Yep. What'd she say?
Never attribute to malice what can be equally explained by stupidity.
That's a good one. Gerald said the best things in life are the people we love, the places we've been, and the memories we make along the way.
Absolutely.
Maya said, my dad had several teachings, but one of his financial pieces of advice, it is not what you make, but what you keep. And
then she throws in as well, work to live, don't live to work. We've all heard that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one too. Shelley, it's just a moment and it'll pass. This too shall pass.
Those are pretty strong words if you can live by them, because it is just a moment and you will get through it.
And this is one from Alicia. You can make any day a great day, she says. You can make your own sunshine and share it with the world.
Yes.
That's kind of like, happiness is a choice.
Yeah.
To a certain extent it is.
Jody said, careful what you say to your loved ones about your spouse in the heat of the moment. You will forgive them easily. They won't.
Now, this is what I'm laughing at is when, have you ever had this happen where, your friend breaks up with their significant other, all right? And you're like, oh, man, I'm so glad. Nobody ever liked him or her anyway. And then they get back together.
Yeah.
And you're stuck with that, oh, shoot. So don't do that.
Jen said, my dad once told me, I love this advice, treat the janitor of the company the same way you treat the CEO. Everyone has a job to do, and they deserve the respect.
Absolutely. Dan's, this is a piece of advice that was significantly changing his life. Eat rice and beans and save your money. And then Kristen said, no is a complete sentence.
That's pretty powerful.
Some people need to learn how to say no. It's true.
Margot shared, if it is to be, it's up to me. Don't look at anyone else to make you successful but you.
Shirley, my mother told me it's just as easy to fall in love with a rich man as a poor one.
And then Kelly said, every job is temporary.
Very good. All these pieces of advice.
Oh, they're so good.
Significantly changed your life.
If you have a piece of advice that you're remembering and you haven't commented yet, please do, because we read them and we comment back, or we at least say we've seen them. And yeah, that's good stuff.
But also don't eat the yellow snow.
That's true. Tell me about the mold on the bread, Curt, because I will tell you something. If I see mold on bread, I'm like, okay, that's kind of gross. Are there any parts of the bread that aren't, so I can have some of that part?
Or maybe you take that one piece and you pitch it, but the rest of it, you're like, this looks fine. Well, apparently, and this shouldn't be a surprise, what they're saying is if you see a small amount of mold on your loaf of bread, can you just throw away that piece and eat the rest? And the answer is, guess what? No.
No, you cannot?
Not only that, this is from experts, right? Not only that, if you see mold on your bread, they say, you know what? Get rid of the whole loaf.
Because there's some molds. So if you see it, there's probably even more to it because there's a lot that you can't see.
Right. Cutting mold off slices and cooking with them isn't even advisable. Cooking kills mold, but the toxins it can produce are still present.
Well, guess I won't do that anymore.
Well, how about this part at the bottom? There are some cheeses. That's what
I was going to say. Cheese, I think that this is not true with. It's true that you can cut some cheese off, right?
The moldy part, get rid of that.
And then eat the rest.
But not bread.
That's
not fair because cheese is way better than bread.
I mean, you need them both to make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Let's go through a few of these. The simple joys in life again.
It is good too. So much goodness on the show.
Name the top simple joys in life. Boy, this actually goes hand in hand with the last thing we asked.
Kind of.
Simple joys.
Waking up after a good night's sleep.
That was a popular one. Also, how about catching up with an old friend or loved one? That always feels good.
Yeah. A cup of coffee, watching your favorite show.
Simple joys. How about just the smell of freshly brewed coffee?
I love that smell. It smells, yeah.
Do you like the smell of a fresh cut lawn?
Yeah.
That's because that's one that nice. Dana's like, I love the way that smells.
Hearing your favorite song on the radio. The smell of freshly baked cookies.
How about having someone tell you they were thinking about you? What a simple thing to say. You know what? I was thinking about you yesterday. And then, of course, you're like, what were you thinking? Also, waking up to the sun shining, Jen.
Oh, that is one of my simple joys when the sunlight peeks through the blinds in the morning.
Indeed.
Oh, I love it.
And then the opposite of that, the sound of rain while you're inside, nice and warm.
And snuggly. Right. Other things, we're running into a friend, cuddling with your pet, receiving a compliment, giving a compliment.
Actually, receiving and giving a compliment were almost equal in people saying, these are the simple joys in life.
Do you have a simple joy that's not on that list? Because that's what I want to ask people. What's your simple joy?
You know what it is for me? It's maybe it's what puts you in your little Zen place, because it's playing guitar. Just picking up guitar and strumming it. And, sometimes you're thinking about other things. I don't know. Is that like a security blanket? I was sitting there playing and working out in my head. Speaking
of guitar, because I know you were collaborating with Randy on this. Randy, who I always talk about, our friend Randy, he got his bass guitar.
He got a Sterling bass. Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
He made a good choice.
He's been playing that. So what's your simple joy? One of my simple joys, outside of some of the ones we already mentioned, I love hearing kids laugh.
There's something about that.
Babies laughing, kids laughing, the sound of joy for the little ones.
And it's so unbridled. They laugh, and it is the funniest damn thing in the world, whatever they're laughing at. Yep. That's pretty awesome as well. Yeah. So feel free to share, on this platform, whatever.
Simple joy.
The simple joys in life. What is a simple joy for you?
Yeah,
all right?
So many of them. Thank you for listening. Please make sure, please like us, subscribe, follow, comment on the platform. Any of those things that you can do help us and the show grow. We would appreciate that.
Go Hawks, go Kraken.
Go Hawks, go Kraken. Make good choices, find joy, and spread kindness.